The signal. The observatory at Mauna Kea had been quiet for hours when the first anomaly appeared. Dr. Maya Sharma had been running routine scans of the outer solar system, her eyes growing heavy as the midnight shift dragged on. The soft blue glow of monitoring equipment cast shadows across her face as she sipped the last dregs of lukewarm coffee. Another uneventful night, she murmured to herself, stretching her arms above her head. Then the alarm sounded, a soft, insistent ping that immediately banished her fatigue. What the hell? Maya leaned forward, fingers flying across the haptic interface. The signal originated from beyond Neptune's orbit, weak but unmistakably artificial. Its pattern bore the distinctive signature of human technology, yet nothing had been deployed in that sector for decades. Maya activated the facility's quantum communication array. Director Okafor, I'm detecting an anomalous signal at coordinates 227.58 by 43.91, bearing the signature of Earth technology. You need to see this. Within minutes, the observatory hummed with activity. Director Nkem Okafor, a tall Nigerian woman with streaks of silver in her tightly coiled hair, studied the readings with a deepening frown. Is it one of ours? She asked. Maya shook her head. That's what's so strange. The signal uses communication protocols that haven't been standard for over a century. I ran it through the archives. It matches the Voyager AX probe launched in 2089. That's impossible, Okafor said. Voyager AX was reported lost after it passed the Kuiper Belt in 2093. That was 213 years ago. Yet here it is, Maya said, and it's coming back. The news spread quickly through the scientific community. Within days, every major observatory on Earth and throughout the solar system was tracking the approaching signal. The International Space Coalition convened an emergency session as the ancient probe crossed Neptune's orbit, moving at speeds far exceeding its original capabilities. In the coalition's orbital headquarters above Earth, Maya found herself at the center of a global crisis management team. The transparent walls of the conference room offered a breathtaking view of the planet below, a blue-green marble wrapped in the delicate filigree of orbital habitats and industrial platforms that housed humanity's 15 billion souls. Admiral Helena Chen, the ISC's military representative, paced the room's perimeter. We need to intercept it before it gets any closer. For all we know, this could be a first-strike weapon using our own technology against us. With respect, Admiral, Maya countered, the probe is broadcasting on frequencies only we would recognize. It's trying to communicate, not attack. Dr. Sharma is right, added Dr. Alejandro Reyes, the Coalition's senior xenotechnologist. Our deep space telemetry confirms the object is indeed the Voyager X frame, but with significant modifications. If someone or something found our probe and sent it back, we should listen to what it has to say. Director Okafor, who had been appointed to lead the crisis team, nodded. Prepare a reception station at the Lagrange point. Maximum containment protocols, but no overt military presence. If this is first contact, let's not greet potential visitors with weapons drawn. As preparations continued, the probe's signal grew stronger, transmitting bursts of data that defied easy analysis. Maya led the team working to decode the transmissions, her office transformed into a chaotic nexus of holographic displays and quantum processors. This is unlike anything I've ever seen, she told Reyes as they examined the latest data stream. The underlying structure is based on our mathematics, but it's been evolved somehow. Like someone took our basic principles and developed them along an entirely different path. Convergent technological evolution, Reyes mused. Fascinating. 3 days later, Maya made the breakthrough. She burst into the command center where Director Okafor was coordinating with teams around the solar system. It's a library, she announced, eyes bright with excitement. The probe has been transformed into a vast data repository. I've only decoded a fraction, but it contains technological schematics, star charts mapping regions we've never surveyed, and what appears to be a warning. A warning about what? Admiral Chen demanded. Maya projected a holographic representation above the central table. This is still preliminary, but it seems to be describing a stellar event. Something like a massive coronal ejection from Proxima Centauri that will reach our solar system in approximately 18 months. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Such an event could devastate Earth's technological infrastructure and orbital habitats, potentially killing millions. There's more, Maya continued. The modifications to the probe include radiation shielding far beyond our current capabilities. Whoever sent this back wasn't just warning us. They were giving us the tools to survive. As Voyager AX entered the inner solar system, humanity faced the staggering realization that they were not alone in the universe, and that someone, or something, had taken interest in their survival. The probe was escorted to the Lagrange reception station by a fleet of ISC vessels, every moment of its approach broadcast to a waiting world. Maya led the first inspection team, her heart pounding as she entered the quarantine chamber where the ancient probe hovered in a containment field. Though she recognized the basic frame, the distinctive dish antenna, and modular sensor array, the similarities ended there. The probe's surface was covered in an iridescent material that seemed to shift and flow like liquid metal, and where its simple propulsion system had once been, there now pulsed a drive mechanism that defied conventional physics. "It's beautiful," she whispered, running a scanner over the alien modifications. A compartment on the probe's side slid open, revealing a crystalline structure that glowed with an inner light. Before anyone could react, the crystal projected a holographic field that enveloped the chamber. Maya found herself surrounded by stars, a three-dimensional map of the galaxy, with a pulsing red line connecting Earth to a distant star system. A voice spoke, not in sound but directly into her mind, in flawless English with an accent that reminded her of waves on a distant shore. "Greetings, children of Earth. We are the preservers. We discovered your messenger drifting between the stars, carrying stories of your world. We learned your languages, your history, your struggles. We recognized ourselves as you once were, curious, resilient, full of potential." The star map zoomed in on a system Maya didn't recognize. Our civilization flourished for millennia, but we failed to heed the warnings of our scientists. The stellar event that threatens your world destroyed ours. We are the last, preserved as neural patterns in the Great Archive. The hologram shifted, showing a planet in ruins, its atmosphere stripped away by a massive solar flare. "We cannot save ourselves, but we can save you. Your Voyager carried the seeds of knowledge we needed to help you. We have returned it, enhanced with our understanding, so that humanity might survive where we could not." The crystal pulsed, and Maya felt knowledge flooding into her mind. Equations, concepts, technological blueprints far beyond current human science. "There is little time. The storm approaches. Use what we have given you wisely. Perhaps someday, your children will find what remains of us among the stars." The hologram faded, leaving Maya trembling with the weight of revelation. She turned to her colleagues, tears streaming down her face. "We need to get this to Earth immediately," she said. "We have work to do." In the months that followed, humanity faced its greatest challenge and its greatest opportunity. The knowledge contained within the enhanced Voyager probe promised technological advancement beyond imagination, but only if the nations of Earth could work together to implement it before the coming storm. The coalition established research centers around the globe, each focused on a different aspect of the alien technology. Political differences were set aside in the face of existential threat. For the first time in human history, the entire species was united in common purpose. Maya found herself appointed as the global coordinator for the SHIELD technology that would be humanity's best hope for survival. 17-hour workdays became her norm as she collaborated with the brightest minds on Earth to translate alien concepts into practical applications. "The underlying principles are elegant," she explained to a gathered team of scientists 6 months into the project. The preservers developed a way to create a magnetosphere amplification field that can deflect charged particles on a planetary scale. We've already successfully tested a prototype at the lunar station. Yet for every breakthrough, new challenges emerge. The alien technology required materials and manufacturing techniques that didn't exist on Earth. New industries had to be created from scratch. Entire cities were transformed into production centers for components of the planetary shield. As the predicted arrival of the stellar event drew closer, tension mounted. Would they complete the shield in time? Would it work as hoped? The fate of billions hung in the balance. 9 months after Voyager's return, Maya stood in the Global Control Center beneath the Alps, surrounded by representatives from every nation on Earth. Before them, a massive holographic display showed the shield nodes positioned in orbit around the planet, each pulsing with energy as they synchronized with one another. Shield network at 97% capacity reported the system AI. Stellar event approaching. Impact in 43 minutes. Maya took a deep breath. "This is it," she said. "Everything we've worked for comes down to the next hour." She couldn't help but think about the preservers, an entire civilization reduced to digital echoes, their final act one of compassion for a species they had never met. Thanks to them, humanity had advanced a century in less than a year. But would it be enough? Director Okafor squeezed her shoulder. "Whatever happens, we did everything we could." The preservers would be proud. As the stellar storm approached, humanity held its collective breath, united in hope and fear beneath the shield their mysterious benefactors had helped them build. The storm. The control room beneath the Alps fell silent as the countdown reached 0. On the massive central display, a wave of charged particles from Proxima Centauri, invisible to the naked eye, but blindingly bright on the sensors, slammed into Earth's newly constructed defense shield. For one terrible moment, the shield fluctuated, power levels dropping dangerously as the alien technology strained against the onslaught. Warning klaxons blared through the facility. Maya's knuckles turned white as she gripped the edge of her console. "Rerouting power from tertiary nodes," she ordered, her voice steady despite the chaos. "Strengthen the polar apertures." Around the world, backup systems engage. The quantum reactors built using preserver technology poured energy into the failing shield segments. Slowly, the power levels stabilized. Shield holding at 83%. The system AI announced. Estimated duration of event, 37 hours. A cautious cheer went up around the control room. They weren't safe yet, but the first and most intense wave had been weathered. "We did it," Director Okafor said, her usual composure cracking to reveal sheer relief. Maya shook her head. "The preservers did it. We just followed their instructions." "Don't sell humanity short," said Admiral Chen, who had become one of Maya's strongest allies in recent months. "The preservers gave us the blueprint, but we built this shield in less than a year, something that should have taken decades. Our adaptability, our drive when facing extinction, that's all human." As the stellar storm continued to batter Earth's defenses, humanity witnessed a spectacle unprecedented in human history. The interaction between the charged particles and the shield created aurora displays visible even in daylight. Curtains of blue, green, and purple that danced across the skies from pole to equator. Poets would later call it the veil of providence, a celestial reminder of how close humanity had come to devastation. But for Maya and her team, there was no time for poetry, only the grueling task of maintaining the shield as the storm raged on. 39 hours later, the system AI confirmed what their instruments already showed. Stellar event dissipating. Shield integrity at 61%. Minimum viable threshold maintained throughout the event. The control room erupted in celebration. People wept, embraced, collapsed in exhaustion. Humanity had survived. In the days that followed, as the world began to process what had happened, Maya returned to the quarantine facility where Voyager AX was still held. The probe's crystalline component had gone dormant after delivering its message, but the alien modifications continued to function, collecting and processing data in ways that defied complete understanding. "I wish we could thank you properly," she said to the silent machine, running her hand over its smooth surface. "You gave us so much more than just survival." Indeed, the technological leap forward represented by the preserver knowledge had opened doors humanity had only dreamed of. The quantum reactors that powered the shield could provide clean energy for centuries. The materials science alone would revolutionize everything from medicine to space travel. And then there was the star map. Detailed navigational data for thousands of systems, including several with potentially habitable worlds. The preservers had given humanity not just the means to survive, but a roadmap to the stars. 6 months after the stellar storm passed, the Coalition convened a special session to determine humanity's next steps. Maya found herself addressing representatives from every nation, her words broadcast to billions around the world and throughout the solar system. "The preserver's gift came with an implicit responsibility," she said, standing before the assembly. "They passed their legacy to us because they saw in humanity something worth preserving. Our curiosity, our resilience, our potential to learn from their mistakes." She gestured to a holographic representation of the enhanced Voyager probe hovering above the chamber. "This messenger from beyond has changed everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe. We are not alone, or at least we weren't. But the preserver's fate shows us that intelligence, even advanced intelligence, is fragile. Civilizations can be lost." Maya took a deep breath before continuing. "I propose that we honor the preserver's sacrifice by establishing the Preserver Archive Initiative, a project to ensure that the knowledge they shared with us, combined with the sum of human achievement, will never be lost. And further, that we commit ourselves to the stars, to seek out the preserver's homeworld, and perhaps find others like them, or like us." The proposal was approved unanimously. Humanity, having faced extinction and glimpsed its potential, turned its gaze outward with renewed purpose. 3 years later, Maya stood on the observation deck of the ISS Voyager, humanity's first faster-than-light vessel. Constructed using preserver principles, the ship would journey to Proxima Centauri, not just to explore our nearest stellar neighbor, but as the first step in a journey to the preserver's home system. "Departure sequence initiated," announced the ship's FTL drive charging. Beside her, Director Okafor, now Admiral Okafor of the newly formed Stellar Exploration Corps, watched as Earth grew smaller in the viewport. "Are you nervous?" Okafor asked. Maya considered the question. "No," she said finally. "Excited. Grateful. The preservers sent their messenger to us because they saw something in humanity worth saving. Now we have the chance to prove them right." As the Voyager's FTL drive engaged, creating a bubble of distorted spacetime around the vessel, Maya thought about the long-dead civilization that had made this moment possible. The preservers had reached across time and space to extend a hand to a younger species, turning potential extinction into a renaissance. Transition to superluminal velocity in 3, 2, 1. The AI counted down. In a flash of light that briefly outshone the sun, the Voyager disappeared from the solar system, carrying with it humanity's thanks, its hopes, and its promise to honor the legacy of those who had preserved them. The ancient probe that had started this journey remained on Earth, housed in a monument built to commemorate humanity's brush with destruction and its rebirth as a spacefaring civilization. Inscribed on its base were words Maya had chosen, a message to future generations, and perhaps to the universe itself. For the preservers, who found our message in the void and returned it with hope. For humanity, who faced the stars and found not only wonder but purpose. We carry forward the legacy of both. And in the vastness between stars, humanity's new messengers soared, bearing witness to the enduring power of compassion and knowledge that transcended species, distance, and time itself.